Hey there. Haven't been live in a while, and I just wanted to hop on here to share with you about the last 3 months of this year. Have been tough, have been tough. And I just got off an awesome call with a lady named Maria, and it was really fun and really good. And it was just awesome to connect with her and share with her. Um, my experience in being in business, being a mom, and the mental blocks that happen when you're at home not by yourself, but being at home, homeschooling my son full time and homeschooling my friend's kiddo here, and just like losing my sense of purpose. And so I'm coming on. If you know what your purpose is and you're off rock and rolling, great. You do not need to watch this video or listen to this. I'm going to post this on my podcast. You don't need to listen to it. But if you've been struggling with your purpose and what you, that's it. It's just struggling with your purpose. Then listen up, because the last 3 months have sucked. They've been so hard. And for those of you who don't know me, my name's Alex Winningham. I'm all about fueling people's joy, helping them live their lives to the fullest, blah, blah, blah. At least that's what it was. That's what it was pre-COVID. And I've been experiencing some really tough stuff. So some of you may or may not know, I'm in recovery for drugs and alcohol. I've been a member of a recovery program for about 2 years. And it's like life started over 2 years ago, right? I got sober and everything started over. So a lot of times I feel like a 2-year-old. And in the last few months, I don't know why, and maybe this is for you too, like anger keeps coming up, like this feeling of anger that I'm just, who is God? Who am I? And why do they have success? They're so connected with God. And then I like to say, well, good for them. Why doesn't that happen for me? Or they're experiencing success. Well, good for them. Why isn't that happening for me? And it's not been a good space to be in. And I feel like I'm just starting to like come out of it. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey in the last 3 months. So 3 months ago, I saw a functional medicine doctor or whatever to share with her with doTERRA. That's what I do full time. I sell essential oils. I teach essential oil classes. I do public speaking. I have a podcast. Like I'm all about helping people live their best lives and doing it naturally. And I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder called Hashimoto's. And I thought, for the longest time, my whole life, I've not had empathy, like true empathy for people that are going through hard times, true compassion. Like I'd be like, yeah, that sucks. Like that you're going through a rough time. Read a book, hang out with better people, like figure it out, and then life lands on your front door. And then at least it did for me. Maybe life challenges haven't landed on your front door yet. Maybe they never will. My heart goes out to you because hard times are what create us to the next level that we need to go to, that humbling situation. And for me, being diagnosed Hashimoto's, an autoimmune disorder, was a humbling place for me to be. I went into depression 3 months ago. I didn't want to get out of bed. I had been told, I got to change my eating habits. I got to start taking different supplements. And it's been really hard. And then school started for my son. I'm a single mom, 11-year-old son, homeschooling him. And that's hard. And I just want to talk to the parents that are out there, the employees that are out there, that the people, for you, if you're, again, losing your purpose, then just don't give up. Don't give up, because it's going to come back around. Like we're going to make it through all of this. And so 3 months ago, I get diagnosed with Hashimoto's, right? And so a whole month, I was experiencing complete mental fog, fatigue, like nobody's business. Like in the middle of the day, I just have to take a nap. And I used to think like people who take naps, like, come on, man, like who's got time for naps? Like, what are you doing with, like, what's going on? Like, and people who are saying, I just can't get it done today, or I just haven't had the energy, I just have too much on my plate. And I used to think, get over it, man. Like it's just move forward. And it was it's a strong place to be. It is a strong place to be, because then you're focused on your, at least I was focused on what I need to do in order to move forward and not get like bogged down by other people's beliefs or other people's struggles. And then you get hit with a diagnosis. And it's not like I have cancer or anything that's going to kill me, but it was life changing, life changing. And so going through that 3 months ago, and and losing a lot of what I had built, like this just the people I was connecting with, and I lost the desire to respond to text messages. I lost the desire to help other people, and I became very. I turned. I I turned. I want to say I turned inward, but I turned to a space that very negative, very hopeless. And for those of you that like know me personally, you know that like I spent 10 years as a Christian, hardcore Christian. Like Jesus was my man. Like it was amazing. And then I got sober 2 years ago, and I overthought everything. I overthought the Bible. I overthought like life, all of it. Okay, then and then I get this, and then I get the diagnosis, and then I realize, man, like this is this is hard. And then I get even more angry. And I think maybe you're in a place where you're angry about things that are happening in the world. You know, we got these two presidents. We don't have two presidents, but we got elections coming up. We don't know what's going to happen with COVID, because this whole the fall's coming, winter's maybe fall's already here, whatever. Winter's coming, and we don't know what's going to happen with COVID. Is it going to spike again? Are the schools going to close again? I mean, this is a lot of stress. This is a lot that everyone's going through. And, I got stuck in a place where I thought, poor me, like I'm the only one going through this. I'm the only one that has all this stress and anxiety about the future, and all this depression about the past, and not knowing where my value lies, because I haven't had a job in 2 years. I've been trying to save the world with a podcast and with oils and with speaking, and I got stuck in this space where I'm like, I'm the only one that's struggling. Everyone else has it together. And man, it's just not true. And after the conversation I just had, just realizing it's not true. We're all struggling. Everybody is struggling with something. And if you're not, that's great. Again, maybe one day you will struggle, but everyone's going through something right now. I promise you. Like, it is so, it's hard. And so that was the last 3 months. Depression, anxiety, not feeling worthy, not feeling like I matter, not feeling like I have a space in in the world, like with other adults, like, and we create these stories in our head. And I went to, so this weekend I worked the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo. I did it for my neurological chiropractor to help me with my stress, my Hashimoto's. Found out I have OCD. Thought I had ADD. Like, man, like, I don't know about you, but if you ever feel like you have like 7 different versions of yourself in your mind, it gets really intense, because you want everyone to get along, and they just sometimes don't, right? It's just I just want to have like 5 good days in a row. And for the last 3 months, I couldn't even string together 2 good days in a row of feeling purposeful, feeling excited about life, feeling like there's something to look forward to. And I went to the Mind, Body, Spirit Expo this weekend. I worked the whole weekend, and I was really nervous about it, because I'm all like, why would you guys want me to be the face of your company? Like, don't you know, like, I'm struggling? Don't you know that like life is hard for me right now? And like, I'm probably going to push people away because of my negative energy. And what I found is that when I was there's so many people that are needing value, that are lost right now. So as I was at the booth, that's what I was doing. I was working a booth. I'm doing like these brain scans for people, or these, for their nervous system, their heart, their brain. And there's a questionnaire that goes along with each person that I got to talk to. And I talked to probably about, I would say like 80 people, maybe 100 people this weekend. And I'm serious. I would say 95 out of 100 people on this questionnaire marked off that they are depressed, lacking motivation, low energy, anxious, having trouble sleeping. And when they first walked up to the booth, I thought, oh, this person's fine. Like, there's no way they got anything going on. Man, they marked off so much stuff. Like, so many people marked off that they're depressed, they're lacking motivation, they have low energy, they're having issues sleeping. Like, man, and it opened up my eyes to see that, we're not alone, but it feels like we're alone. It feels like, when are things going to go back to normal? And I don't know the answer to that. And I don't know if we'll ever go back to normal. But what I do know is that, in my experience and my belief, and you may not have this, and that's okay, we are expressions of God's unconditional love. And I mean God, just the creator, the thing that created this entire world, the energy that's around us. We are an expression of that creation. We are an expression of God's love, and just that's it. Just that's it. And outside of the roles, I talked to my friend Judy and I. She saw on my Facebook page earlier. We went and saw the leaves yesterday, and we were talking. She's my best friend, and we're talking about how we create these. We're created, right? We're born, and all we want to do is love. We're babies. We just want to be held. We want to be talked to. That's it. And as we grow up, I was just getting distracted by something over here. So I had these two rocks. When I hit my 1 year, I got patience, and when I hit my 2 years, I got faith. So patience and faith, if anyone needs to hear that. So patience and faith. Faith. Which is what I was telling Maria earlier. Like, it just takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of faith on our call. And so we are expressions of love. That's what we should be. But as we grow up, we get stuck in these roles, 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 as a parent, as a daughter, as a sister or brother, as a friend, as an employee, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. These roles that we play in our life. And then where it gets sticky is we create these rules. RULES, rules. We create these rules of how life is supposed to be. And that's where things get messy, because we have this rule about how our life should look. We have rules about how our kids should be acting. We have rules about the kind of parent we should be. We have rules about how our employer should treat us. We have rules about how our business should look. We have rules about how our body should look. We have rules about how we should be happier, how we should be more grateful, how things should be better. I should have more money. I should have more success. I should live in a bigger house. You guys, man, I've been in this apartment for 6 years. Tell me about wanting to live in a bigger house, with my kid asking me for a backyard, my kid asking me for a bigger home, a bigger basement. We don't even have a basement, but a basement, like whatever. Like, we have these rules about where we should be in life. And that's why the last 3 months have been tough for me, because I thought I should be happier. I should be healthy. For those of you that know me, man, I be taking care of myself. Like, I work out, I eat healthy. For 5 years, I was like a health and wellness coach, and, teaching people how to do detoxes. Like, I take care of myself. I gave up weed and alcohol and everything else 2 years ago. And then to be diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder, I'm like, man, my rules were completely flipped upside down. And so I guess, when I'm inspired to come on here and share, and I haven't been going live. I mean, I go live every once in a while, but the last 3 months, I've not been as consistent on the social media thing. I watched the Social Dilemma, Our Social Dilemma. It was on Netflix a while back, and that was crazy. If you haven't watched that, I'd say it's worth watching. But that even makes me want to jump off social media. Like, where's the real connection? Where's the people at? People will, it's insane. So a couple weeks ago, I was in a I was at Nordstrom's with my mom. We went there and she wanted to get some stuff. And I saw a lady that watches me on Facebook. A lot of people watch me on Facebook, I guess. Not a lot of people, but I'll run into people. They're like, oh, I see you on Facebook. You're doing these cool videos. So awesome. And I looked terrible and I was exhausted and I was like having a bad day, like physically with this Hashimoto's thing. And it was embarrassing. Like it was hard for someone to come up and be like, oh, it's so cool to see you. And I'm like, please don't talk to me. Like, please just go away. Like, I don't want to brag. I don't want to bring you down. I don't want to, you know, I don't want you to think I'm somebody I'm not because of how I'm showing up on Facebook, because I try to make it all super positive, super awesome, to inspire you to go out there, live your dreams and do the things that make you happy. And then I overthink, like, should my Facebook say this? Because then maybe that will spark more authentic conversations. Or maybe I should do this, or maybe I should put off Facebook and just call people more often. Like, yeah, but then I have to call people more often and then I have to talk to them, which takes time. And then that doesn't really make money. So then I don't want to do that. Like I should be doing something else. Maybe I should be on Facebook. Like this is where my mind goes round and round and round and round and round. I don't know if I'm the only one like this, but I'm pretty sure after this weekend, I am not the only one like this. And, it's just, so anyways, that's all I really got to say. I hopped off this call with this awesome lady who works at doTERRA with me, and we were just talking about, different mindset struggles and different issues, that go on in life, and then putting our priorities as like a back seat when our family comes first. And it really is. I just want to encourage you to like go within and seek what's within you. I was with my Narcotics Anonymous sponsor earlier today. We're working on step 9, which is like, oh my God, it's been really tough. I'm so glad I'm through it, and like I'm glad that that's gone. But basically, what step 9 is you gotta like go and do like you gotta like make amends to people that you've harmed in your active addiction. I was in active addiction for 15 years. I was a successful, pot smoker, drinking on the weekends, doing whatever, sometimes weeknights, doing other things every once in a while. But I still made a lot of mistakes, and I really screwed people over, like in a big ways. And like to go back and pull people from my past and be willing to make amends to them and not say anything about how I felt what they did to me, that's like a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But it's worth it. So maybe this is the time, maybe this whole COVID thing, maybe hindsight 2020, we're going to look back and be like, it was a really good time for me to reflect on where I need to make some changes in my life. Maybe it's a good time for me to reflect on who do I need to make amends to? Who do I need to forgive? And I think a lot of it also comes down to we got to forgive ourselves. We got to forgive ourselves. We got to go deep within ourselves and just be willing to look inside and be like, what do I need to forgive myself for, and not feel bad about it, and just look within. Anyways, what I was saying earlier, I'll be getting sidetracked. I had my first therapy session today with an actual therapist, and that was awesome. So I highly recommend therapy to anybody if you need a good therapist. I got an awesome one. She does teletherapy and she meets in person. It's my friend, not the one I met with today. That's still a little fresh. I gotta feel it out. But oh yeah, my sponsor. She said, I was like, maybe if I just move, maybe if I move, then I'll be happier. Maybe if I, maybe I should just go get a job so I can make a lot of money. Maybe that's what I need to do, because then I'll have enough. I can say yes to more things. I'll have more money and I'll be around more people, and that'll be good. Or maybe I need to do this, do that. And, she reminded me that a lot of times when we're looking outside of ourselves to find happiness, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. We gotta look, I mentioned this earlier, like Christianity to me, it's been really tough. Had a lot of struggles, me and Jesus, like what if so Jesus is the only son of God. Like, no, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm not trying to get rid. I'm just like, I'm speaking what I'm going through. Like that, and he's the only one, and he died for our sins, and this and that. And it's like, but aren't we all creations of God? Aren't we all sons and daughters of God? Aren't we all created equally? Is there, like, why wouldn't we all get to go to heaven at the end of all of this, regardless of all the mistakes that we've made? Because that's not fair, right? That's not fair that maybe someone, anyways, it's just like we should all be willing to experience heaven on earth. And I think the hole that I feel in my heart and that you might feel in your heart is more of like, it's a God-sized hole. And whatever God is to you, you got to figure that out. You got to be willing to do the work on it. And that's like what I'm figuring out these last 3 months. It's just, again, getting a diagnosis. And then just like a week ago, found out my best friend from high school was found in a trunk because she was murdered. Like, what? But like, I want to say I'm not surprised because it's COVID, it's 2020. Like, there's so many like crazy things happening that I never would have thought would happen this year. I feel like we're on the brink of possibly a civil war. Like, that's a lot of stress. Like, and so then it can really bring us down if we keep focusing on what's not going right, and we keep focusing on what's out of our control. It's gonna make you crazy. I speak from experience. My mind, you want to know why I smoked weed for 15 years? Because it slowed my brain down. It never stops, man. It just keeps going. And it's awesome because my brain works better and I am healing and going through this process. That's hard. It's a lot of work. So, I'm gonna see. I gotta check something real fast. Man, I bet you. Let me see if I can do something. Okay. Philip, thanks. You are not the only one. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much, my friend. I know I'm not the only one. So I think this video is it's super long. I was just inspired to hop on. I haven't hopped on in a long time. And I am rambling, and I'm not doing this to try to be exciting or sell you anything or, tell you about how amazing my products are or how awesome my podcast is or how amazing my speeches are that I do or want to do. That's the other thing. So, yeah, let's go there. So, a lot of us have a lot of time on our hands right now. Maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. I don't know. I don't know you and what you're personally going through, but for me, I seem to have a lot of freaking time on my hands. And so then I think, well, I'm going to go be a professional speaker, and I'm going to do my podcasting, and I'm going to do that all out. I'm going to do that all out. But that's lonely. It is lonely being an entrepreneur. It is lonely. It is fulfilling, but it is lonely. I do not like being home by myself. My son is starting school again. He's going back full time in a couple of weeks. And I'm going to be honest with you, I am super nervous about coming home to an empty house. I feel for my stay-at-home moms, and I never felt for stay-at-home moms. I was like, man, why would you want to be a stay-at-home mom? I'm going to suck. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom. Homeschooling. You can probably, I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but he's in the background. It's hard. It is hard being a full-time mom. I never thought I would know. I never thought I would have empathy for stay-at-home moms. Why would you ever want to do that? That sounds so why would you do that? Why don't you just have a job, put your kids in daycare? You know why? Because it's important. It's good to be around your kids. It is. It's good to experience what they're going through because they're struggling too. So yeah, school's starting in a couple of weeks. He's going back full time. I've been remote learning with him for how long have I been remote learning? Got to make sure the pen's not on before I draw all over my face. So he's going back. So school's starting in 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna come home to an empty house to my computer and my phone. And I know how to work my business. I know how to help people. I know how to talk to people. I know how to find joy and all that. But there's a lot of me that's just really nervous about getting back into work and getting busy and all that. And it's almost like we've been in this zone of rest and not doing a whole lot. Kind of nice. But I do miss having my sense of purpose. Like doing my hair, doing like not that doing my hair is a sense of purpose. Having long hair, you may not know, I had like super short hair. I shaved my head like 3 years ago for St. Baldrick's, and that was awesome. I'm probably gonna mess it up even more. Whatever. So now it's like this long. It's growing fast. I take good supplements and I use great shampoo and conditioner. And it's grown a lot. It takes a long time to do. So, but like even just getting dressed to go somewhere and like be around people, don't do that. I'm home all day, and it's a lot. You get lost in your own world. You get lost in not connecting with others, and so just reach out to me in 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. You can reach out to me whenever, but like 2-3 weeks. Yeah, that's gonna be it's gonna be interesting. But thankfully, I am part of a couple Facebook groups that are all about like supporting each other and like living a healthy lifestyle and like finding solutions to not like feeling kind of more down than you feel up, like working through like kind of setting the tone in the room, like how like having supplements and products help you like feel better does help. I will say that, like, it really does help. And so then I think about like, well, if I do my business at their chair all the way through, and we achieved this level of success super fast in our team. Like we reached 6 months, $2,000. It was awesome. Like I never experienced a $2,000 paycheck in a network marketing company in the 6 years I've been in it. Like it was amazing. And then I like kind of, and then I fell off, and I fell down, and then I take responsibility for everything that's going on in my business. And then I get in my head and then I think, God, now this is really hard. So then I'm like, maybe I'll go, I got to do speak, got to do podcasting, and got to do my business, find new builders, find new team members, find new customers. And then I just go back and forth. Blah, 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 blah. And that's like this entrepreneur thing. Like, and then all of a sudden I think, oh, everyone's going to leave at the same time. And it's a lot to overthink. So what I told Maria on the phone before I wrap this up, because I gotta go to bed soon. If you have big goals, right, and you want to have big goals, like you care about it, like I want everyone to experience natural solutions. I want everyone to be a part of a culture that inspires them and connects them and believes in them and supports them. Like I want everyone. I want to work with everyone. I want to inspire everybody, right? Like that's very broad. But what am I going to do today to make that happen? So part of this is this, what can I do? I could come on here on Facebook, make a total fool of myself, and at least be honest with you, like how the last 3 months have been. Because I'm not alone. So, I can't worry about if you're going to like this or not, because at the end of the day, I got to like myself. And that's it. And at the end of the day, you got to like yourself. And that's important. And then from there, I think everything else will fall into place. So hopefully you can wake up in the morning. My neurological chiropractor told me this. His name's Dr. Josh Beautry. When I worked the event for this last weekend, he said, wake up in the morning and write down things you're grateful for. Like really feel that gratitude, and then write down like 3 to 5 things you're going to do that day to move your life forward, to move your goals forward, and do them. And then at the end of the day, when you check them off, you're a good person because you did what you said you were going to do. So just want you to like watch out, because Travis going back to school, and I'm getting my mojo back. I've kind of been I've knocked myself down the last few months, just from the events that have happened, and difficult way of dealing with everything that's going on in the world. But I plan on getting back up. I really want to use social media as a place for positivity. I want to use it as a place to lift you up, to help when you log on, like you're like, hey, I'm not feeling that hot today. I'm gonna go look at Alex's Facebook page, and then I'm gonna get inspired. I'm gonna be excited about whatever it is that you're doing. Like that's the goal. Just gotta keep it simple, man. Just gotta keep it simple. So I hope you're having a good night. I hope this message wasn't a waste of your time. that feels good, maybe inspires you to believe in yourself, to focus on what you can control in your home, in your life, and just be more positive. We need to be positive, and share kindness, you know. So that's all I got. I'll try to hop on live more. I think I'm going to start doing I don't know if you guys liked it or not. I used to have guests on here. The platform I use is this cool little banner down here. I used to have guests on and I was interviewing them. That was cool. I stopped doing that. And so I might start that doing again. And yeah, got to do more. I got to get my kid to bed. I think I'm just avoiding bedtime. So I'm just hanging out with you here on Facebook. And I haven't been on here in a while, so it's kind of fun. Kind of fun to be back on. Hold on, I'm going to check something. I'm going to check something with you on the video. I'm going to check out. All right. Oh, sure. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Have an awesome night. Feel better. We're going to get through this. It's crazy for all of us. Yeah. Don't be afraid to reach out and say, hey, because even I need it. We need to stay connected. All right. Alex Winningham is out to attempt to put my kid to bed. Okay, bye.